Hello, everyone. It's me, Todd Moore, and
Tyler Moore.
we are your hosts for the More is Less podcast show. We have decided to do a couple things differently this week. For one, I guess you guys can't really notice, but our table is behind us instead of we're not using it, and that's because we are undergoing some modifications and upgrades, not upgrades, but repairs of some PlayStation 4 controllers. I bought some joysticks, and we're going through that, and that's been interesting and a little bit challenging. There won't be a video on that for sure. The other thing that's different, I would say, is that we're doing this on Sunday, and Sunday, June 7th, 2020 is when we're doing it. And we started off originally doing it on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And then we moved to...
We had to move because I wasn't keeping up with all the gaming news.
Right, because it was coming out more towards the end of the
month.
Of the week.
Of the week.
Yeah. So, and the other problem is, too, like, if we want to talk about UFC, which happened last night, we can't, we're like, well, we'll let you know next week after the whole week's gone by. So I think this actually works out pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll either be coming on Saturday night or Sunday night. We'll be not coming out, but we'll be recording the episode, and this will be posted on Monday morning. And we hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's start off with our global news of the week. And I always like to start off with the Dow. And my, this week has been a great week for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And for all you people that have 401ks, it's also a good week
day
for you as well. Friday, the Dow was up 829 points. And we're getting close. We're at 2,710, which is getting close. We're not quite there yet for the year, but we're getting there. We were at 29 and 2.
Almost 30,000.
29 and 2, 29 and 3. So we got a couple thousand yet to go. But that's not bad considering coronavirus, riots, high unemployment.
The riots aren't doing much to the Dow Jones, to be honest, because no one knows about how big this thing is.
Right.
To younger people.
Yeah. I could see that. Well, that's good. So Dow Jones, good thing for sure. And because of that, part of the reason why the economic turnaround is starting to happen is because businesses are now starting to be able to open up, which is nice. I think I'm going to turn this up.
Well, they're not allowed inside the buildings, but they're like outside.
Not everywhere. But I can tell you that I've been to some places that let you inside, but they spread you out quite a ways.
Oh, yeah. I know. We went to one.
Yeah. So that's okay, though, So bars, hair salons, barbers, regular stores, they're all open now. You can golf if you'd like. I mean, they're following COVID-19 guidelines, but they're open and people can make some money, which is really nice. And we need to start making some money. I'm not going to talk a lot about COVID tonight. I'm going to move on to other shit because we've had some other shit that's happened this week. We've had tropical storm Cristobal. It hit Louisiana today, and right on the Mississippi coast, Biloxi, and that area. Winds were 50 miles an hour, so just tropical storm, but still.
50 miles per hour, though.
3 to 4 inches of rain an hour. There's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So, and the bitch of it is that
it could go right all the way up towards.
Looks like the track is going to go farthest west than it has in a long time. So it's going to be west of us, up the Mississippi River Valley. So basically, it's going to come and do this, like this. And by doing that, it's going to kind of miss us, but go back up into Michigan and the Great Lakes, and then up into Canada. So we got to keep look out for that coming up this week, because it is coming in, and we'll just have to see how much rain we get. We're getting rain. We don't need rain here. We're saturated already, but we're going to get it either way.
We're not gonna get a lot of it. I hope not.
I hope not either. I hope not. That would suck for sure.
Yeah.
And not only is Cristobal, it's that's not the only place where we've had issues. Florida had a tornado in Orlando, which is very unusual.
Well, not really. The only thing that's near a tornado is a water spout. They get a lot of water spouts there.
This also had winds of 50 miles an hour. I don't know what the theme is of 50 miles an hour, but
EF0 or EF1.
Yeah, a lot of video and pictures online if you want to see it. People taking pictures from high rises and all kinds of different places. So we got a little bit of weather going on around the world here for sure. And the other thing I would say that's happening, last thing for me for global news, is that Nevada has opened up the casinos. Once again, coronavirus, precautions.
Well, not really when it was first opened up. When it first opened up, it was like shoulder to shoulder.
Well, Fremont Street, a lot of people on Fremont when it opened. June 4th is when it opened up. And so that was 3 days ago. And why not, let them open, let them enjoy themselves. I think we're pretty much over this COVID shit, to be honest with you. I sure hope so anyway.
Well, there's no, vaccine yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but once you have it, I don't know. I haven't had it, but it's easy for me to say, and I don't want to get it. But I don't know. At some point, you got to start living. We can't live in our houses forever.
Just like
we have to do something.
What country was it?
I think Sweden is the one.
Yeah, Sweden.
They're doing herd immunity.
Everyone got it.
Yeah.
And they're about to get the second wave, and it's not affecting them at all.
No, not as much.
That's a weird way of how to treat people.
It is. It's weird. But they may have it right on the second wave. I don't know. We'll see what happens with us on the second wave. It's hard to say. So that's pretty much all there is tonight for the global news and United States news. What about you, Tyler? You got anything global or anything like that?
You just want to talk about the Black Lives Matter situation that's going around the world. Well, not world, but in the United States. It's literally on fire.
Well, yeah, we've had riots due to
one person.
Yeah, well, it's
I
been
also
building
heard rumors that he was also a criminal too.
It's possible. There's always a lot of rumors, though, and you can't.
I know you can't trust rumors.
Necessarily trust them because you don't know. People say shit. They don't know what they're talking about. And the media, and if you get it from the media, they really have no fucking clue a lot of times. They say shit. Well, guess what I heard, and then it turns out it wasn't true.
Well, they're also saying that Minneapolis, what's it called? That's what it's at, right? Minneapolis?
Yeah.
They said they were going to defund the police thing.
The police department will be defunded. They're going to dismantle the police department through defunding in Minneapolis. And there's going to be a black community militia, or I'm not sure what you want to call it. It's going to be policing in place of the police, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see how the logistics work for that, where the criminals that need to go to jail go. Are they going to take over those jails, and then who's paying for those jails and the lights, and who's going to be in those jails? Are you going to have any cops? Are they taking over everything? So it's going to be quite interesting to see exactly how they're going to implement this.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
I don't know. I don't have much more to say about it, to be honest. Let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go to tech and science news. Wah, 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 wah. We need to have some music in between these, I'll start thinking about shit. We'll have some music in between our sections. Bring it up a notch.
I need to say...
Can you help me out with that?
I don't know if I can.
You can help me. We'll see what we can do. Okay, Sonos. I know y'all looking at me going, who the fuck can afford one of those? I know. But if
Sonos, what the hell
Sonos,
is that?
Sonos is a wireless speaker. And what made Sonos popular was you could put more than one around in a house, and they'd all synchronize and play at the same time. So you didn't have any. This one start playing, and then right after that, this one played, and had no reverb issues going on.
That's cool.
Well, they've made a new Dolby Atmos speaker for your
really?
home, and it looks pretty good. And it's a bar speaker. It's a sound bar, basically. Are you ready? Are you sitting down for the price, Tyler?
Sure. It would probably be expensive as hell.
$800. $800. $800 fucking dollars.
No.
But The Verge, they did a review on it, and if you've got the money and you're into the market for that, it sounded awesome, and it looks good, and it sounded awesome. You know, the one issue that you're going to have to think about if you spend $800 on this, but to be honest, if you're spending $800 on this, the TV issue isn't a problem. You got to have a newer TV, one that has ARC that supports passing Dolby Atmos back through the ARC channel to the sound bar. But if you're, like I said, if you're spending $100 on a speaker like this, you've got a nice TV for sure. And it may not work quite as well in larger rooms because it is a sound bar, and that's true with all sound bars. But if you're in a smaller area, it won't be too bad. But yeah, it works pretty good. It also works as for music too. You don't have to only use it for that. You can connect your phone to it and all kinds of shit. So yeah, I mean, if you're in the market for spending a lot of money on something that gives you gives you a full 7.1 surround experience from a sound bar sitting in front, and you don't want all the bulkiness of a real system, which would be better, I guess you buy this. For me, if I'm spending $800, I'm going to go ahead and get the speakers that go around and the separate components. But I'm old school that way. So, are you going to go sleep over there before we get done?
Nope. I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. You want to talk some more about some tech?
I don't have any tech assignments.
We got history. History was made this week.
Well, that was what I was going to talk about, but this is your thing.
You want to talk about it? Go for it.
No. I don't have a lot of things to talk about. I was probably only going to say that the only thing that made history today was that we finally sent astronauts from our space station up towards the, what was it, moon, or towards the...
It was a space station.
Space station.
Yeah, we sent the Dragon, SpaceX Dragon up there. We launched it with 2 crew members. And it was the first time we've ever had a commercial capsule deliver astronauts to the space station. So it was historical in that regard.
Thanks, Elon Musk.
Yeah, thanks, Elon Musk. And it was a 19-hour trip there.
19 hours?
19 hours. It went around and had to go around the Earth, I guess, a time or two. Yeah, and then 3 days after taking off, just a few miles north of the Kennedy Space Center.
Kennedy, there we go.
Yep. The 15-story Falcon rocket booster returned to Florida and landed on the ship.
Wow, nice.
So that is good. That is some good shit. Okay, let's keep moving on. It's been one of those nights. I think I'm going to be done here with the tech and science portion of the More is Less podcast show. Next up is the gaming news, and we're going to send that over to Tyler. Tyler, you're up.
Okay, so you all know about the Black Lives Matter thing happening around the world, right? Not world, right around the U.S. right now. And a bunch of major game companies like EA, Activision, Infinity Ward, like all these big game companies are all stepping up with Black Lives Matter, donating to Black Lives charities and stuff like that. And also in Call of Duty, Infinity Warfare clamps down on racism during this Black Lives Matter thing. And they also had to delay Season 4, which is a big thing, and because the Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign is still going on. Don't know when it's going to come out yet. So, one major hype game that everyone's waiting for that's coming out September would be the Cyberpunk event.
Oh.
It had to
I
be
see.
moved to June 25th, and it'll be showing off gameplay again.
Hopefully it'll come out June 25th.
No, that's the gameplay reveal.
Oh, that'll come out. Yeah. That'll be on YouTube.
June
or whatever.
25th.
Uh-huh.
And this is probably gonna you're probably gonna talk about this. PlayStation 5 reveals was supposed to be delayed too because of all this Black Lives Matter thing.
Yep. I'm not going to talk about it. You can, but it has been delayed again, and we don't know. I guess I'll say just this much about it. They don't know when they're going to actually have it come out. They're just waiting.
Yeah, until a good day, a good time to do it, because right now it's not a good time.
No, not for anyone, unfortunately.
So there's also rumors about the developers for DayZ and Arma. You know the Arma game that's supposed to be only for military purposes?
Yes. Yes. Do know about that.
What? Bohemia? That's how you say it, right?
Yep. Bohemia.
Bohemia. There was supposed to be a rumor that they got bought out by Tencent,
Oh.
but that's
Not,
false. It's not true.
Did they come out and...
Both companies did.
So it's either false or it's not false, and they're just trying to squash it because of their stockholders and all that. They want to bring it out when they want to bring it out, not have it leak. But we'll find out.
Yeah. Also, in bad news for Sony, Sony got sued in Australia for their refund law.
Oh. You mean like if you buy a game and you don't like it, you want to turn it back and get a refund?
Yeah, it's apparently a law thing in Australia.
Yeah, their laws are a little different than ours for sure. I think they're a bit more towards the consumer and less towards the business.
Yeah.
More consumer friendly. What?
I think it was over $500,000. Oh, no, wait. Not $500,000. I think it was $500,000 or $6.5 million. I'm not
probably
sure.
More like 6.5.
Yeah, probably $6.5 million.
That was a class action lawsuit? They don't say?
They don't
That's
say.
usually what those are.
Probably.
Well, Sony's got the money, and if they screwed up, they did. Hey, yo, if you hear that noise, that's our air conditioner. We apologize for that, but it's hot. So we got it on, and it does kick on here and there.
Yeah.
So we do.
Okay, so
What's next?
apparently I did not know this, but EA has been in partnership with Valve, and Valve owns Steam, and there are
Right.
several EA titles have made their way onto Steam, like Dragon Age 2, Need for Speed Heat, Command & Conquer Remastered,
All
and
right.
much, much more.
All right.
Probably because Origin's not really good anymore.
Yeah. They have to find somewhere to showcase their games.
Yeah.
And Steam's a great platform. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the king of streaming games platform.
Of buying games.
Buying-
Digitally.
Yeah, digitally buying them. It's true. They make a lot of money doing that.
And yeah, that's really interesting because usually it was always Origin, but now it's Steam.
It's probably better, don't you think?
Yeah.
I just think because they have, since they've
Usually
hosted all these games.
during summer, Steam has this summer sale, which is everything is 90 or 80% off,
Right,
which
so-
is a big bonus to gamers.
Sure. There's a few of those games you'd buy, but you ain't got the extra money to spend that much, but you'd buy them if they were cheaper, and now you can get them.
Yeah. So that's all I have for gaming news for this week.
That was quite a bit.
Yeah.
Impressive for considering everything's still locked down and the COVID
Well,
and
most of it because
riots
of Black
and Black
Lives
Lives
Matter.
Matter and
Oh.
everything's kind of settling down. What? Okay, well, that is the end of the gaming news. Next up is the sports news. The last section of our show is the sports news. So Tyler, go ahead and take away with sports.
Okay, so apparently yesterday, which would be Saturday, UFC 50 was going off, and who were the main event and co-main event?
Okay, so we have in co-main event. It's the bantamweight. We got Rafael Asukuno against Cody Garbrandt.
And who won that fight?
And Cody Garbrandt won it by a technical knockout TKO.
Oh yeah, that was the one that he
round 2.
Was it the one he faked the uppercut?
Yes, right at the bell.
Oh, that's the one with a knockout at the bell.
Right at the bell. Walk away. First walk away knockout.
He
leaned like this.
He leaned
and fucking brought that fucker over and just fucking
just knocked him out at the buzzer.
That dude was snoring, literally snoring.
When he was on the chair, he almost fell over.
He was doing one of these on that stool. Like he was drunk. He was punch drunk.
He was literally fucked up.
That was a good fight.
It was a really good fight.
Main event was a women's featherweight match. We had the champion Amanda Nunes going against Felicia Spencer. Both women are good women. They're pretty good at fighting. Amanda's from Brazil and Felicia's from Canada. And
it was literally a one-sided match.
Yeah. And if you looked at the Vegas odds, it was like that. It was like minus 800 to plus 400. You know, it was just way off. I mean, if you put in $1 million, you won 160,000. If you bet on Amanda Nunes, and there was a guy that did that. They were talking about on the show. So he was.
Someone put $1 million on Amanda Nunes and got how much back?
160 grand back.
So he lost money?
He won 160 grand. Well, he got his $1 million and then 160 grand on top of that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, those were the two. That was the co and the main. But we also had some pretty good fights too. We had Corey Sandhagen against Aljamain Sterling, and that was a good submission fight. And he climbed on his fucking back and
just spidered him.
And I tell you what, that Corey, he did not tap till it was over. I mean, literally, he was out. I mean, out. Speaking of snoring, he was out snoring, you know. I mean, not to the point where you got to worry about injury, but he just waited till he was fucking completely out, till he couldn't hardly tap. And we had Neil Magny against Antonio Rocco Martin, and we're going the opposite direction. Most people start at the
bottom then up,
but we want to tell you the good shit
bottom.
and then work down. It don't matter. We do things differently here at the More is Less podcast show.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And that was a good fight. It wasn't exciting as the others. It was a decision fight, but there was a lot of action to it. And then Eddie Wineland against Sean O'Malley. Oh my God, Becky.
That was the one he faked the uppercut and did a punch.
That's the one.
And I saw this on the internet.
Knockout of the night.
Yes, I also saw on the internet they had like the Snorlax and the 6ix9ine together.
As a meme?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Joe Rogan was interviewing Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley said, I think that knockout was worth 100 G's rather than 50 G's. Dana, give me some of that money. I mean, I'm paraphrasing it, but basically that was it. I don't think Dana's going to give him any more, or well, UFC. It's not just Dana, but they always say Dana. But I tell you what, UFC 250 this Saturday was not too bad. A couple of slow fights, of course. Preliminaries were,
the main event was one-sided.
And yeah, we kind of knew that. It's more of a tune-up fight. But I will tell you what, back to this. She had heart, man. That Felicia Spencer, she took a beating and kept coming and had a lot of heart. If she was outclassed.
She almost lost to a choke hold.
Yeah, but she got through it. She was outclassed and just doesn't have the skills that Amanda Nunes does, That's why she's champion. She's knocked them all out. She's beat them all. And she has the skills. You can't shoot. She tried to shoot. Felicia's her big skill is on the ground, jiu-jitsu. and ground and pound. But she could never get that because Amanda wouldn't let her get her down on the ground. Amanda just kept knocking her, punching her. It was a really good fight.
Yeah.
All right, so that's enough for the UFC. That's all I have for sports. It's been a pretty dry week for me on sports. Do you have anything else on sports?
Nope. Well, there's one local news that Illinois football has not changed any of their scheduling
for the fall.
For the fall football season.
That would be great.
So
and basketball, that'd be awesome. Even if they don't have fans, just have them televised. Wouldn't that be good?
I still like to see fans.
Oh, I would too. But I heard FIFA's coming back, and they're gonna put in fake fan noise when they play by themselves. They're not playing with the fans.
No.
Go!
That will not work. That won't work. That will not work.
I know. But that's what they're going to try to do.
That's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
That's so stupid.
And we had NASCAR this weekend, and I don't know who won, and I don't give a fuck. But I'll let you know for you guys that do. Hey, Dale Earnhardt ain't in it. Gordon ain't in it. You know, the guys like that, Hamlin, Bush, none of those guys are in it. Fuck it. Ain't no good no more.
I think Bush is still in there.
I think maybe one of Bush's are, but the ones I liked ain't in it anymore.
Yeah.
And they changed it up too much with stop and go. The whole point of a 500-mile race was to see if your car could handle it. It's like taking Le Mans and saying, hey, we're going to, it's 24 hours, but hey, I think maybe every 1 hour won't we stop and get a fucking drink and work on the car. It's not how it's supposed to be. And I think that's why a lot of people got turned off that were used to be NASCAR fans back in the day. Just being honest, NASCAR. Just being honest. What else? Is that it?
Yeah.
We done babbling?
Yeah.
We're doing a little late this evening, but we're glad you guys are here to watch us this week. This is the More is Less podcast show, where you get more news in less time. And I am Todd Moore, and he is
Tyler Moore.
And thank you so much for watching. Please come back and watch every week. We really appreciate everything. Please subscribe, like, tell a friend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.